Military log, combat date 43625.2. While investigating an unusual radiation anomaly, the Enterprise has encountered what could almost be called a ghost from its own past. The Enterprise C, the immediate predecessor to this battleship.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the bench. Today we're continuing with the Enterprise C from yesterday's Enterprise, and the saucer was Swiss cheesed apart, Swiss cheesed, and that was about it. Since then, I've applied the decals over the whole thing now. I found a material at Hobby Lobby called active wire mesh, and it's a whole sheet of this fine mesh, and it comes in different sizes. I got this size, and for another project I got this size. You can see the difference a little bit there. Camera will let you see it. This is for this is going to be for a Sequest build I'm doing. But this turned out to be a very good size for this ship. It's not exact to the studio and the type of underlying structure that the Enterprise had in the show, but it's close enough, as you can see here. Okay, so this is all assembled, and then what I tried to do, because of the thickness of the plastic, I took a Dremel, and where's my bit? Oh, here it is. And with this bit, what I did is I kind of on the inside here, I used this, and I wore away around the holes to try to thin the plastic between the top and the bottom, the top and the inside. This way, when I glued the mesh in place, it would look closer to the surface, not so deep. I didn't do so hot. It still looks kind of deep, but hopefully when I paint this, it'll hide it a little bit better. So the saucer's completed now. Then I did the same thing on the secondary hull. I hollowed out the backside. I applied some of the wire mesh and segments all around it. Okay, give it that look. Alright. Assembled it. It's pretty much ready to go. In order, though, you have to be careful with both these, actually. Because of the holes, you could see completely through the ship. And obviously, the real one, you couldn't do that because of all the different layers of hull and decks and stuff like that. So I tried to use plastic card after I built it, and I was trying to glue it to the sides, and it was just ridiculous. So what I ended up doing was really simple. I just took a paper towel, stuffed the paper towel in there, and now you can't see through it anymore. So that worked out pretty good. And then on the saucer here, obviously that was really see-through, but what I did is in between the bottom and the top, I took a piece of very thin evergreen plastic, cut it to the shape of the saucer, laid it inside, and glued it in. If you look right here, give me a second here, sorry. If you look right here, you can see this is the piece. And in this case, on the side here, it looks pretty good because it kind of looks like a little bit of a level of the deck, the floor on the inside of the ship. So that's pretty cool. I can deal with that. So next step, I'm going to start painting the holes and see what happens. So we'll be right back. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I got the paintbrush ready. Mix up some flat black. Seems to be spraying pretty well. And now, the scary part. We're going to start spraying inside these holes. So I want to get inside all the ribbing, and I don't care if I get a little bit on the outside, because it's going to look like scorch marks when we're done, or so that's the idea. Here we go. One. Now, when I'm done with this also, I mean, there's more weather, and this is just the first level. What I'll do is I'm going to give some sort of dry brush effect to the wire mesh, so it'll stand out a little bit, and we'll do some other work around it to expand the damage a little bit, and make it try to make it a little bit more realistic. What I'm trying to do also is get the thickness of the plastic, the sides of it. Try to cover that up because it's so thick and it looks kind of out of scale. I'm hoping that by painting it black, it'll kind of mask that a little bit. Of course, you gotta get the wire, the plastic underneath the wire too. So, probably should have spray painted this before I put it together, but I live and learn. It's only a model, and after it's all done, nobody's ever gonna see it anyway, so it's alright. So there you go. I think you get the idea, right? Sorry, the camera's the light's a little off, but anyway, that's the idea. So let me get to work on this. I'm not gonna bore you with filling each and every hole. It's kind of silly, and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, everyone, welcome back. Just got done spraying all the blast holes on the Enterprise C. I think they look pretty decent. Here you go. You can see the differences. It was just a rough spray to fill the interior, to cover the mesh and the plastic beneath. And I did my best to cover also the thickness of the plastic here. Basically, I'm trying to cover the depth from the top of the saucer to the inside of the saucer where the mesh is, because I couldn't get it flush. So there are some spots I might have to go out and touch up with a brush to hide it, but other than that, overall they look pretty good. And of course, the overspray around it too, that's quite alright, because the blast mark is going to fan out from each of these. I'm going to use some of the Tamiya product here, the soot. I'm going to see how that works and just kind of brush it around and make it look like scorch marks. You can see here, that's what it looks. And then the other thing I'll do after I do that is I'm going to take some metal like paint. I'm not sure if it's just going to be aluminum or not, and then dry brush roughly over top of the grids, so they stand out a little bit better. Here's the engine, one of the warp nacelles. Sorry, my light's not that good, but you know, scorch marks all over. Same with the hull, secondary hull, and hopefully the rest of the weathering will come together and blend it a little better, so it's not so stark and distinct like it is right now. So that's it for right now. So we're gonna keep working on that, and then hopefully assemble it soon.
Red alert! Full power to shields. Shields are up. Functioning.
Initiating evasive maneuvers, gamma sequence.
Ready, phaser.